In today's video, I want to talk about the possibility of yet another substantial PlayStation 4 exclusive being in development that is yet to be announced. Colin Moriarty over on Twitter suggested as such, and I do want to speculate on what that could be, and I have an idea on what that game could be based on some of the things that he said. Also, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice is without a doubt the biggest game release of this week, and you might be wondering when the reviews are gonna go live. Well, I have some insight for you guys on that, and on top of that, today we got the upload of an awesome Sekiro Shadows Die Twice official gameplay overview trailer. We've got 5 minutes of gameplay from that. You definitely want to check that out if you are interested in Sekiro, and I imagine the majority of you guys are based on the general reception I've heard for that game. We've also been talking about the possibility of EA Access possibly coming to the PlayStation 4. We know that EA wants to bring EA Access to another platform, whether that be the Nintendo Switch, whether that be mobile, whether that be the PlayStation 4, we didn't know, but an image is making the round suggesting that EA Access is probably coming to the PS4. This is coming from a Brazilian PlayStation account, so I do want to give you guys the heads up on that. And also, we are getting closer and closer to E3, just a little over 2 months away, and of course Bethesda has been a fixture at E3 over the last few years, and we've got the confirmation that they will once again be at E3 this year. I've got the details for you guys on that. First off, the majority of you guys are probably interested in hearing about this PlayStation 4 exclusive. Well, Colin Moriarty talked a little bit on Twitter, and he's first started off by saying, did you know Sony hasn't meaningfully added to its first party family of studios since it purchased Sucker Punch in 2011, 2 years before PS4 was even revealed. Sony has closed 5 studios since then: Zipper, Big Bag, Evolution, Gorilla Cambridge, and Sony Liverpool. Kind of funny because most people see Sony as this first party and exclusive juggernaut, but yet they haven't really been in acquisition mode. Rather, they've been cultivating their own studios and making the best games possible with what they have to work with. However, someone asked him, hey Colin, do you see them adding more studios? And Colin responded saying, they've done such a nice job cultivating second party relationships. There's a fairly substantial PS4 exclusive yet to be announced from second party that it's unclear if they feel they need to. All we know is expansion hasn't been part of their strategy. Maybe that'll change. I really put a lot of weight to Colin Moriarty's opinions and anything that he says. He's just very smart. If you've watched any of his content, listen to Podcast Beyond when he was on it back in the day. The guy has just been around the gaming industry for a very long time, and he knows what's going on. However, he did know there's a fairly substantial PlayStation 4 exclusive yet to be announced from a second party. What that points to me is Bluepoint's next game. We know that Bluepoint is working on some sort of remake, and they were looking at PlayStation 3 games for that remake, and we've also heard that a Demon's Souls remake is probably in the works. That came from Kotaku's Jason Schreier, and he's always on point, so I imagine that's a game that is coming. I think the Demon's Souls remake is something that's going to be announced eventually. Now, who knows if that'll come in 2019. That is just a remake, so you would think the fundamentals for that game are already there, and they don't have to do much getting that game off the ground. However, they probably would want to do an iconic game like Demon's Souls justice. If that game was remade on the PlayStation 4, gamers would absolutely lose their minds. Demon's Souls is one of the most iconic games in history, and this year is actually the 10th anniversary of the North American release of Demon's Souls, so that would be a great time to bring that game back onto the PlayStation 4 as a remake. I think that would be tremendous, but who knows if that'll come to fruition. I do think that's in development, and if that isn't, there's a fairly substantial PS4 exclusive yet to be announced from a second party studio. You guys can speculate on what that might be. Next up, that's an unannounced game, but how about a game that's coming very, very soon, and that is Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. That'll be coming this Friday, and you guys might be wondering when the reviews are gonna go live for that game. Well, the Metacritic Twitter account put this out. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice reviews will start going up Thursday at 6 a.m. Pacific time, and the game releases on Friday. Any Metascore predictions for this one? Now, just because they asked for a Metascore prediction, I want to give you guys one. I do think this game is gonna score north of a 90, just based on the track record of From Software, what they've done with all the Souls games, what they've done with Bloodborne, and considering that this is a new and fresh IP, I think generally gamers and reviewers are gonna be more receptive towards Sekiro. That might be me hoping for a bit too much, but Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, based on the gameplay I've seen thus far, is shaping up to be one of the best games of the year, an early contender for 2019's Game of the Year. And hey, maybe I'm pushing the cart before the horse a little bit with this one. However, considering it's From Software, considering what we've seen of Sekiro thus far, I'm pretty comfortable in doing so. However, we'll know exactly how Sekiro turns out as the reviews again will go up Thursday at 6 a.m. Pacific time, and the game will officially be released this Friday. And speaking of Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, there is an official gameplay overview trailer that was put out today. 5 minutes of gameplay showcasing a lot of the mechanics of the game, the combat in the game. It's super stylish, super gory, and if you're interested in Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, which which I imagine the majority of you guys are, definitely give that video a look. We'll leave a link in the description box down below. And if you guys are unaware of what the game is somehow, it has you explore late 1500s Sengoku Japan, a brutal period of constant life and death conflict. As you come face to face with larger-than-life foes in a dark and twisted world, unleash an arsenal of deadly prosthetic tools and powerful ninja abilities while you blend stealth, vertical traversal, and visceral head-to-head combat in a bloody confrontation. Take revenge, restore your honor, and kill ingeniously. Now, what's interesting about Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, and based on that description, you might have gotten a hint of that, is it seems like it has a story that's more in your face compared to the Souls game. The Souls games had more of a sublime and hidden method of storytelling. A story was definitely there, however, it wasn't really in your face. In the case of Sekiro, it looks like it will be a little bit more in your face. However, if you're into challenging action-oriented games, that's what From Software has really become known for. Sekiro is definitely going to offer you that, and Hidetaka Miyazaki has actually gone as far as to say that this is the most challenging game that From Software has ever created, so that might scare some people away, but for me, that just gets me even more excited. Alright, next up, we had talked a lot about EA Access potentially coming to the PlayStation 4, even as much as gamers hate EA. I think EA Access is a notable absence from the PlayStation's repertoire. It's available on Xbox, it's of course available on PC. Unfortunately, we don't have it on PlayStation 4, and if you're unaware of what EA Access is, it gives you access to a vault lineup of EA titles. A lot of great games are part of that. Titanfall 2, a lot of the Battlefield games, Need for Speed, and a lot of 360 games as well on the Xbox One, thanks to backwards compatibility. An EA Access image has been spotted on a Brazilian PlayStation Network account. I'll leave a link to that in the description box down below. If they're getting ready to roll it out, somebody may have accidentally let something like this slip. We've seen PlayStation do this in the past. I mean, 1 month they leaked the entirety of the PlayStation Plus lineup a month in advance, so we know that PlayStation can do stuff like this. EA Access is something that I'd love to see come over to the PlayStation 4, especially because with game releases like Anthem, even with how bad that game turned out to be, Xbox players were getting early access trials to that game days before the game was out. Unfortunately, us on the PlayStation 4, we had to wait for the game to be officially released, and we couldn't get a taste of the game before dropping our $60. EA Access is only $30 a year, and for all the content you get for $30 a year, I would say it's quite good. Of course, you could also go month by month, and you can pay $5 a month. That'll end up being $60 a year, so I just recommend getting the $30 a year subscription if it does come to fruition. A lot of you guys might be completely adverse to giving EA any of your money, and I can definitely understand from that vantage point. However, if you do have a modicum of interest in EA titles, EA Access is a pretty great service. I do believe it also gives you 10% off on all EA games, so that's something great. And on PC, there's also EA Access Premier. That's a $15 a month service, but it also gets you access to every EA game that they put out. So you can fully play Anthem, you can fully play games like Battlefield 1, upcoming titles like all the sports games, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, all of those titles will be a part of that service, and I believe it's $120 a year. So if you look at it that way, if you're looking to buy 2 full-priced EA games in a year, you get a year's worth of subscriptions, you get both those games to play for the year, and you get a bunch of other stuff as well. So in that sense, it's a very good value offer. Hopefully we see it get added to PlayStation sooner rather than later, especially because EA did say they wanted to bring it to another platform. I think the PlayStation 4 is the only platform that makes a lot of sense. You could bring it to the Switch, but there aren't even a lot of EA games on the Switch, so what are you really offering in that sense? And lastly, I do want to give you guys a heads up about Bethesda's E3 conference. They put out a post over on their official website. It says, start speculating, refresh Walmart Canada, but most importantly, mark your calendars. Walmart Canada, if you guys don't know the meme, last year ahead of E3, they leaked a bunch of games, and yeah, they let the cat out of the bag with a lot of stuff. However, Bethesda will be coming back to E3 in 2019, and their post says this: E3 is coming in on Sunday, June 9th, 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. Team Bethesda returns to Los Angeles for our 5th annual Bethesda E3 showcase. It's gonna be a hell of a night. We've got an in-depth look at Doom Eternal plus much more. We want to be together with all of you this year, and with that in mind, we are planning to invite more of you, our biggest fans, to join us on our biggest night of the year. Official invitations with additional event details, including how to register for a chance to attend this year's showcase, are coming soon. Don't forget to share your thoughts using BE3 on social media. During our pre-show, we will be highlighting fan photos that use the hashtag That's a Ways Away. But yeah, Bethesda will be at E3 once again. I know Bethesda's had quite the negative criticism recently, and rightfully so. After the debacle that was Fallout 76, I can definitely see why gamers are a little bit hesitant. I do notice on the image that they do have a dragon flying. That'll always make me think of Skyrim and the Elder Scrolls, so maybe we'll see some Elder Scrolls 6, maybe we'll see some Starfield. I think those are the games gamers really want to hear about. Obviously, Starfield is the game that's coming first, so we'll probably see that first before the Elder Scrolls 6. I imagine we'll get some announcement about more Fallout 76 content. I don't think Bethesda is ready to close the door on that quite yet, but Doom Eternal does look to be the main game they're prepping this E3 up for. If you do remember, a couple E3s ago, ago, Bethesda really didn't focus on any of their open world game offerings, rather they focused on Wolfenstein 2. I could see something similar happening with this E3 as the developers are working on titles like Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6. Let those breathe a little bit and you can give a first-person shooter like Doom Eternal the showcase that it kind of deserves. Doom is a great franchise, and I imagine that Doom Eternal is going to turn out really well. And that's going to conclude this video. Again, according to Colin Moriarty, another substantial PlayStation 4 exclusive yet to be announced from a second party is coming. I'm speculating he's talking about the Demon's Souls remake, but who knows? Hopefully that is the case because I think gamers would be really excited about that. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice is coming this Friday. Reviews will be going up on Thursday at 6 a.m. Pacific. A new official gameplay overview trailer is up right now. Check that out. EA Access might be coming to PlayStation 4. Hopefully that comes to fruition. And Bethesda is coming back to E3 once again, and it looks like they're looking to showcase Doom Eternal and a lot more. That's gonna conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.